Hello everyone. I thought I'd just show you this extraordinary race that I had at Monza just. So yeah, sit back and enjoy while I take you through the commentary of Monza. So this start, I'm starting fourth. The two Red Bulls are in front of me and Leclerc's on pole. So we get underway. I get quite a decent start, to be honest. And I'm thinking about challenging two Red Bulls, but what they do here is they squeeze me. So I have no choice but to really back out because if I didn't, it would have been a crash. So yeah, Russell tries to get on me outside, but I just squeezed him off. And that's like a race down. And yeah, I'm just chasing Verstappen at this point because I know I won't be able to get him yet because he's too close to his teammate and getting a decent slipstream. So yeah, we go through this 3 and 4. We then, sorry, not 3 and 4, 4 and 5. We've raced down through here. As you can see now, I'm evidently starting to close in on the Red Bulls. And so far so good. We've now closed the distance again. Leclerc is pulling away quite significantly, as you can see. But yeah, I'm still catching Red Bulls, like I said. I get good entrance and exit through here. And I'm still in the slipstream of the Red Bulls, so I'm still feeling the effects of the high speed, but I'm also feeling the effects of dirty air. As you can see here now, Verstappen and Perez are duking it out. I'll just go onto their on POVs for you. Verstappen is trying to get his teammate to go in second. Perez puts up a heck of a fight, to be fair, and he's still putting up a heck of a fight. As I'm closely following, just keeping an eye on the situation. The two Mercedes are side by side behind me, so I've got to keep an eye out for them. And the Red Bulls are still side by side going through 1 and 2. Verstappen does get up the better exit though and gets in front of Perez. So then that gives me a chance of getting onto the back of Perez, as you can see here. But I do go around the outside of Perez as he squeezes me towards the grass. So I then have a choice of trying to outbrake, but Verstappen tries to block me, but I still manage to get in front of Perez and finish the move off anyway. So now my next target, as it was at the beginning of the race, is Max Verstappen. So now I think here my DRS gets cut, so it's now just a case of trying to hold on basically to the positions that I've already gained in the race and trying to stay at Max Verstappen's slipstream, which will be extremely hard because the Red Bull is extremely slippery in a straight line on the corners. But as you can see, I'm going to try my damnedest to do it. I've run a bit wide there, which is going to compromise me a bit, as Hamilton then goes alongside Perez to go and catch fourth, which is giving me a bit of breathing room, which I'm glad about. So thank you there, Lewis. But as you can see, he gets a bit of a wibble on, and Perez then gets the place back. But Hamilton tucked back into his slipstream. But what Hamilton doesn't realise is that George Russell now has both their slipstreams, and he's going to blast past Hamilton on the straight. He was then going to go for Perez, as I go for Verstappen, but Perez blocks it off, and Hamilton then tries to go for Russell himself, as I overtake Verstappen for second. And yeah, so then Hamilton has to then settle back into fifth behind Perez, as I'm in front of Verstappen, but I'm not sure how long that will be, to be honest. So yeah, we're both getting chased. I'm getting chased down at this stage, so we're just going to go back to my POV for a second. So as you can see here, I'm actually pushing quite relentlessly here to get out of Verstappen's to drop Verstappen out of DRS, but I'm finding it quite hard because I don't want to push the softs too hard because I'll lose grip more quickly than if I do go conservatively, but at the same time I don't want to get swallowed up by the pack that is forming behind me. At this stage, Leclerc is just checking out, so I don't think honestly I'll be catching Leclerc, but time will tell. So as I'm racing down, Verstappen then overtakes me again. So at this stage, I realised that my DRS wasn't online because I was told by my engineer earlier on around the lap, and I run a bit wide because of Verstappen's dirty air, so that allows Perez to get the better exit to me, and then he just basically flies past. He then races onto the back of Verstappen, who gives him a good squeeze to the grass, but it doesn't phase him one bit. So then the Red Bulls duke it out into turn 1 and 2. This time it's Perez who gets the better exit and stays in front of Verstappen for now, but Verstappen then comes back with more speed, probably using the RS to be fair, and then it's another straight out duel down turn 4 and 5, which Perez wins and keeps second, which is good for him. I'm then on the back of Verstappen, but he blocks me, so I have to go left and then right. So that's not really convenient for me because it's going to compromise my corner. So Perez then leads us through the Lesmos. We are then following him very closely, and as you can see in the background behind Verstappen, my DRS isn't working. So Verstappen gets a brilliant run on Perez, which is not good for Perez, but then Perez squeezes his teammate to the apex, so Verstappen can't really do anything, and then Perez gets him back. So, yeah, at this stage, I'm trying again to fight Verstappen, but as you can see, Verstappen darts out to go and attack Perez, so I have to slam on the brakes, and then George Russell overtakes me, and at this stage, I know I'm in real big trouble, as you can see now, because the Mercedes are swarming me, and the pack behind swarming me as well. I mean, look at this. Norris, Hamilton, Russell, Verstappen. Look at all them cars in the same straight. It's insane at this stage. So now I'm just basically trying to keep it clean and trying not to run into the back of anyone, which is good so far, as I'm now in pursuit of Hamilton and Perez, who are having their own duel out front, along with Russell and Verstappen. Russell takes second, Verstappen is in third, Perez fourth, Hamilton fifth, me sixth. This is Perez, by the way, sorry. I'm here, so I'm trying to keep Norris behind, but I'm also trying to keep Hamilton honest, which is extremely difficult, to be honest. He's got the slipstream of Perez in front, who in turn's got the slipstream of Verstappen. The rest of the field looks like so at the moment. My teammate's struggling, but hopefully it'll be okay, as Norris tries it, but I pinch him to the apex like Perez did to Verstappen previously, and I continue on my merry way. Hamilton then has another attack on Perez, which, will it come off for him? It does not at the moment, but I think it probably will when he gets on the straight. At this stage now, I'm just begging for my DRS to come on, because it's just like, why can't I do anything like, because look how far I'm falling back. It's just insane, and it's 3 wide behind between Sainz, Norris and Alonso, which is good to see. Hamilton then just, I nearly slam into the back of Hamilton, so I had to take a cut across the P0 sign and get a warning for corner cutting, but if I didn't do that, to be honest with you, I would have just gone straight into the back of Hamilton and probably ruined my race and his. So I have a go at Hamilton again, and this time I make it stick without going into the back of him. And now I fly through the Lesmos and go after Perez. I think it's the Lesmos anyway. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments, please. But yeah, I nearly dip a time into the gravel here, and I'm quite scared. So I'm then chasing down Perez again, but I'm just a bit unsure about Hamilton, so I just squeeze him again just to make sure that he does not have a run on me, but I'll get it all crossed up in that corner there. So now I've compromised my own exit again, so Hamilton then has another run on me, which is slightly annoying, to be honest, and then Hamilton passes me this time. So then I'm chasing down Hamilton, along with Alonso behind me, Sainz, Norris, Gasly, Stroll, Piastri, and Magnussen's quite far away at this point, so we don't really need to worry. Alonso goes down, just flies past me along with Sainz. Oh my god, I forgot how close that was. Sainz actually had a wobble on. And this point, the DRS comes back, which is brilliant. So now I'm begging Alonso to give me room, which he does, and I squeeze him out a bit, which is a bit naughty of me, but it's racing and it's on the borderline of fair, so I mean, I'm not going to complain, to be honest, because I didn't get a warning for it. So now I'm racing away while the others battle, because I don't want to get involved in any more of their scraps, and I know now that I've got DRS, so I can start to chase Perez. So at this stage now, I'm just like trying to settle into my own race, trying to get away from like the pack behind me. So I'm pushing extremely hard at this stage. And then here's the POV of Alonso, because I think he's a bit more excited than mine at the moment, to be honest. Because like I said, I'm trying to streak away, so I don't want anything to do with these battles. So the more they battle, the more it benefits me, because the more I can get away. As you can see there, Russell and Verstappen are duking it out. At this stage, Leclerc's just gone, as you can see. And now Hamilton and Alonso are going at it again, like their old McLaren days in 2007. And this time, Norris decides he wanted a bit of fun, but he backed out of it. Did he back out of it? No, he didn't. He made it 3 wide. 4 wide behind. Oh my god. I didn't even see that until the last minute. That's brilliant. So, and yeah, Norris gets Hamilton. And the Vries and Hulkenberg are scrapping for the wooden spoon, as you can see in the background. My teammates are having an absolute disaster. Sainz at this stage, I honestly don't know what's going on with Sainz. He's having some sort of problem. But we'll see. We'll just keep an eye on Sainz for a minute, see how he does. I mean, if anything starts changing up front, I'll go back up for you guys to have a look. So this is Sainz's POV. He's chasing down Tsunoda, Magnussen and Albon for 12th. Piastri is just a bit further up the road. So it's just a case of now Sainz trying his best as Tsunoda tries it. Not Tsunoda, sorry. Is it Tsunoda? No, it's Magnussen, sorry. Sainz goes around the outside of Magnussen, which is brilliant. Oh my god, look at this. Monza is just amazing. I mean, we're on lap 8 already. We're flying through this race. Sainz tries it with Albon, but no such luck. And Albon leads him down to the straight, which is not... And then Sainz's engine conks it. So that's... I thought Sainz had been damaged. Oh my lord. Like a swarm of angry bees. So anyway, this is on board with Sargent. This is Ocon. Now at this stage, our pack's separated a bit, as you can see, because of Sainz's dilemma. Bit sad for Sainz, really, in the Italian Tifosi, but oh well. So Albon is actually doing extremely well at this stage, because as you know, the Williams is slippery in a straight line. So he's leading Tsunoda, Magnussen, Ocon, Sargent, Bottas, and Hulkenberg and De Vries. I'm not sure how close them two are to this battle at the moment, but he's leading that quartet. And then Stroll is on the fringes of the points, with Piastri eagerly anticipating a move. And Norris is in front. And as you can see now, Piastri could probably get that move, to be fair. Does he get it? No, because you can see it's pretty wide at the top at the moment. I've, at this stage, pulled away, and it's my pit box now, and the virtual safety car comes out just when I enter the pits, and as you can see, the Aston Martin had to dive in. I think he might have actually hit his wing. Yeah, he hit his wing, Alonso did, trying to get into the pits. So that's going to be a costly mistake for Alonso and Aston Martin. At this stage, I didn't really care. I come out behind Verstappen. Well, De Vries, sorry, not Verstappen. No, Verstappen, yeah. Tell a lie. So there I go, out of the pits. At this stage, order is Russell in front, Perez, Gasly, Norris, Stroll, Magnussen, Ocon, Leclerc, Sargent, Bottas, Hulkenberg, De Vries, Verstappen, me, Piastri, Hamilton, Alonso, Albon, Tsunoda as the 19 runners, with Sainz out. So, yeah, at the moment it's the VSC, virtual safety car. So everyone's just driving to a delta, and now it's green flag again, as you can see. So Russell punches it, which is good. So at this point, Russell's got a quite commanding lead, but he has to pit again, don't forget. So the guy who is in lead at the moment is Leclerc, who is currently trying to get past Ocon and Magnussen, which is quite difficult until Leclerc just does that. It does them both around the outsides and make me eat my word, which Leclerc is just amazing. He's just so good on this game this year, I've got to say. Anyway, Magnussen now is trying to hold off Ocon, Sargent and Bottas. But again, remember that these guys have to pit, which they are doing now. Apologies, let me just get out of the way. So yeah, that's going on there. Gasly's in as well. Norris is in. Stroll's in. Gasly jumps Norris. Perez, well, jumps them all. And then Russell, that's me, sorry, not Russell. Russell's in front of me. I'm on mediums as well, same as Russell. So at this stage now, I just need to concentrate on solidifying P5, keeping Perez behind me, and Piastri needs to concentrate on solidifying P7. So now at this stage, it's just like a stalemate pretty much. Everyone's just settled into their own race after the first round of pit stops. First and only round of pit stops, excuse me. So everyone now is just trying to warm up the tyres, trying to solidify the positions on the track. So yeah, at this stage now, it's just like a chess match basically, an F1 chess match. Apologies for the gears not shifting up and down. I don't know what's going on. It's a well-known glitch with the replay cameras, but I can't do anything about that, so I'm sorry. I think someone just got past someone then because someone just jumped. I'm not sure who. Yes, Piastri got past Hamilton for 7th, but Hamilton's not going to let that go without a fight. As you can see, Norris overtaking Gasly in the background, but Gasly again doesn't let that go. You see, now Hamilton's made a mistake here because he overtook before Parabolica, or no, Hamilton got the DRS actually, so Hamilton didn't make the mistake. My apologies. So Piastri then is trying now to get past Hamilton again. My teammate's having a right old ding-dong battle with Magnussen in the Haas. But Bottas comes out second best as Magnussen overtakes him. And as you can see at the moment, the classification table on your left-hand side isn't really moving that much because people, like I said, are just settling in now. So it's very difficult. To be honest with you, I think my car, the Alfa Romeo that I'm driving, is probably going to be upgraded soon. So yeah, there will be a new series coming out of AlphaTauri as well, but I'll tell you about that at a later date after the Breaking Point 2.0. I just wanted to show you this race because I thought it was exciting. So yeah, Magnussen is leading my teammate as we fly down this hill here. Again, sorry about the corner names. He's quite close to him actually. We can run very well in cleaner, dirty air, our car can, which is good. Sargent and De Vries are battling, I think. I swear I just saw Sargent, I don't know. Ocon is 19th for some reason, so he must have either had damage or a bad pit stop, or I think, unless I'm highly mistaken, Ocon had a 5-second penalty. I'll correct myself when I see it. But anyway, Ocon's now on the charge through the field again as he overtakes De Vries for 17th. And now he is going to chase the American, Logan Sargent, who drives the Williams. So, good overtake there from Ocon in the Alpine. And now he chases after Sargent, like I said. Sargent is, well, nowhere near Magnussen, unfortunately for him. He had a good Grand Prix in real life in Austria, just gone. Well, it was a bit chaotic in Austria, to be honest with you, for the track extension penalties, but yeah, I thought Sargent had a good race anyway. So as you can see here, Sargent is currently 16th, chasing after Magnussen. I think currently he's just running his own race, to be honest with you. As you can see again, Piastri and Hamilton... Oh, sorry, not Piastri and Hamilton, it's blooming Gasly and Norris are scrapping along. As now Gasly will be getting DRS, and as you can see there's a triple scrap going on for the measly points between Alonso, Stroll and Albon, and so far Albon was winning that, and now Stroll gets Albon, or does Albon? No, Stroll gets it. Unfortunate there for Albon, so now he has to contend with Alonso, unless he could keep up with Stroll, which I think he can, to be honest with you. Because that Williams is very slippery in a straight line. So we'll just see how this goes. So Albon is currently racing after Stroll. I think if he keeps in his DRS, he should be fine. Someone's going very slow there. Ooh. He might be able to do it. Might. Oh, Alonso's coming, but Alonso doesn't get him there, and he's a bit closer to Stroll than Alonso is to him, I'd say. But they've got to keep an eye out for Tsunoda. I don't know. Oh, here comes Albon on the outside of Stroll. But Stroll's not having any of it as he squeezes him out, and that gives the teammate a bit of an advantage. Oh, Albon, oh. Oh, Albon's not got DRS, and it's 3 wide down straight into turn 1, with Alonso coming out on top because he has DRS. Now it's a braking battle between Stroll and Albon, but Stroll wins out due to traction, which you'd expect in an Aston Martin versus Williams, to be honest. So now Albon is all of a sudden in 12th as Nick de Vries gets overtaken by Hulkenberg. And it's cliche at the moment in field as Albon continues to keep on Stroll, and Alonso is pulling away from Stroll here, so Stroll's got to be careful. Because like I said, that Williams is very good in the straight line. So Albon has DRS, but so does Stroll, unfortunately for him. So now they're both racing down that hill again. Sorry about the flickering glitch. Right, so Albon is trying his best at this stage to stay with the Aston Martins, but I think it's a effort in vain as Gasly and Norris continue to go side by side at the top of the road. Right, so Albon then goes through the final corner, start the other lap, and as you can see here now visually, Stroll has pulled a bit of a gap on Albon, and I think Stroll might actually go and attack his teammate soon, which Albon could need as Alonso goes defensive. So I think the Aston Martins are fighting. Yes, no, they're not, sorry. I thought they were. So Albon continues this pursuit. As you can see, De Vries is running last currently with Hulkenberg. Ocon still chasing Sargent, which is a bit of a shock really, because I thought Ocon would have had Sargent by now, but hey, right, let's keep an eye on Stroll, because I think Stroll might have Alonso here in a minute, because he's coming very close to him all of a sudden. Running a very, very good pace, Stroll is at the moment. Dare I say, he might be able to get Norris, but I don't think he will, because unless Norris and Gasly scrap as Stroll goes to the right and tries to go, Alonso cuts him off just as he's about to try it. So now that gives Albon a bit of an incentive to push. Sorry about the terrible camera. As Albon makes it 3 wide going into the final corner, but Stroll backs out and he gets squeezed. And now it's Albon. Oops. Oh my gosh. Albon versus Alonso. But the question is, who has DRS? And the answer is Albon, as he goes flying down the straight. Alonso drops to 12th. Stroll comes up to 11th and goes challenging Albon. Oh, there's a bit of a tag as Albon's rear end steps out. And Stroll, yet again, out-tractions the Williams. And now Albon is chasing after Stroll. And Alonso is on Albon as well, which is not good news for Albon. Because as you know, Alonso is a wily old fox and he knows all the tricks in F1, so he knows how to get the best out of his car. Anyway, Albon is still chasing Stroll, which is good to see. The 2 McLarens are 7th and 8th, line astern. Hamilton's still 6th, Perez still 5th, I'm still 4th. But at this stage, if you look, I'm trying my damnedest to get away from Perez, but it's not really working out. So at this stage now, I'm just getting a bit hesitant because I don't know whether to push hard or just let Perez pass. Because as you can see, it's not really worth me fighting. So at this stage, I knew that my time in 4th was very limited, but I still didn't really want to give it up. So again, I just kept in front of Perez, luckily. As blooming Norris and Gasly scrap again. Albon overtakes Alonso again. Tsunoda overtakes Bottas. And here I go again with Perez right on me, which is very scary, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm still going. Russell's miles away from me, so I'm not even bothered about Russell. So, as you can see now, Perez does have DRS, which is making me a bit nervous. But, like I said, at this stage, I knew there was a very high probability that Perez would actually pass me at some stage. Because I knew I was in a far inferior car than Perez. He was way quicker. So, heading on to the final lap, I knew that I wouldn't be able to keep Perez behind me because A, he'd be in full power, and B, he was in the quickest car on the grid, and there he goes, just flying past me. So at this stage, I'd tucked into his slipstream, hoped he'd make a mistake into turn one, which unfortunately he didn't, and as you can see, Piastri passes Hamilton on the final lap as well, coming down the home straight, and Gasly also passes Norris, coming down the final, straight for the final time. Anyway, I'm still trying to chase after Perez here, but at this stage, the effort's just futile as the Aston Martin swap 11th and 12th. So I'm just settling in 5th now at this stage because I know I'm dead far in front of Piastri, and I know that I've got no pressure from behind, so really I can just run my own race. But I still wanted to see if I could make Perez maybe make a mistake. So I kept the pressure on, as I have done all race. But unfortunately, as you can see, he's not really cracking under the pressure that I'm applying to him. I get a brilliant exit out there. So I'm thinking to myself, right, if I can get a good exit out of the final corner, I could get him. But unfortunately, that does not work. And at this point now, Perez is flashing his rain light, and we both are now because we're both out of deployment. So unfortunately, Perez takes 4th from me, sorry. And yeah, that's the highlights from Italy. I just thought I'd share it with you guys because I thought it was a really good race. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.